The suicide thing comes in when you look at life and you say, I fucked up the biggest golden opportunity that you could have ever imagined. And this is where I think whenever you said what you said about the Fan Control Football League, it is sad, Shannon. What you said on that day is exactly right. It is sad to watch a guy who had all the potential in the world, all the opportunity, all the resources and team around him, and he still goes, fuck that. But what if I told you today that I don't think that I loved what I was doing enough to ever get into the mix of doing it the right way? I went through that period with Josh McCown where we did it, but like it never was like over the top. And I'm not in the gym, I'm not grinding, I'm not doing the things that I did back in the day that made me great. So now I realize that I didn't love the game of football like that. I just happened to be immensely talented at it. I happened to have great teammates around me, great coaches, great perfect storm to be able to get me to walk across that hall at Radio City Music Hall, walk across that stage. So that feeling came back in Canada. I realized I don't love the game. And then when the game's gone from you, there's a huge transition, and every guy will tell you what the transition is to figuring out your identity and who you are as a person. And I truly feel like from 2017 on, that's 7 years, that's what I've been doing. And my mission has been to try and stay away, get a little bit of this hype off me, and just live and find out about life, to be a great uncle, to be a great brother, to be a great son, to be a great role model for Texas A&M, to be a great alumni, you know, a leader, to be a great like resource for my guys who play at Texas A&M. And these are all things that I'm trying to do moving forward that I've completely neglected in the past.
If I could say, Johnny, you could go back, what would probably be one of the two things that you wish you could do over?
If I could go back to a certain point in time, I would drop myself right after that in the locker room of the Oklahoma game in the Cotton Bowl. Knowing what I know now, I would have known how to handle myself. I would have known how important and imperative it is to be a better teammate than just numbers on a field on Saturday. There's something to be said about how your guys ride for you when you're doing the right things in the building. Mm-hmm. And that 2013 year for us at Texas A&M, a lot of internal problems were happening because their leader is distracted. Their horse that makes this whole carriage go is fucked up. Mm. And the shame that I have for letting guys down like Cedric Aboye and like Jake Matthews and Mike Evans is the same shame that I carry with me to this day about letting down Joe Thomas as a guy who's in the end of his Hall of Fame career and is looking for somebody to come in and lead this team, and then you get me. It's tough, you know, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to have been the guy that have let down some overall really great athletes of my time and of my generation. Something I carry hopefully with my head high right now, but at the same time, internally, I know it eats me alive because they did more for me than I gave in return to them. Mm-hmm. And what a shallow, kind of selfish way of life that I was living at that point in time. And I have a lot of regret. Like, I regret wasting a couple of Joe Thomas's last years in Cleveland. I regret disrespecting LeBron and not taking advantage of
that situation.
That's making sure what it meant to me. Showing him that I give a fuck enough to just do what's right, to listen to Mav and listen to the team they built around me. You know, it fucks me up that I messed up our second year at Texas A&M and we went 7-4 or whatever, because that was our chance to win a national title.
You had a monster game against Duke.
Had a cool game against Duke. One that was like a legendary kind of tale on it, but like I almost wish to this day that we lost that game because I would have came back.
Right.
So us having that legendary run against a bowl game that's kind of like, kind of wish we would have lost because then I would have came back with a vengeance. And I probably wouldn't have got drafted because I would have gotten in trouble.
Right.
But it doesn't sit right with me, certain things. And those are three things. How I wasted my 2013 season, how I treated the legends in that building in Cleveland, and how I treated LeBron and Mav. And You know, from there, I can even take it a step further and say in 2016, I don't think I treated Drake the way that I should have with representing the clothes that I was wearing and his OVO brand and his label and everything. You know, at that point in time, I was so selfish that I was dragging everybody that was tied to me through the mud. Now, it's regret. I'm not harboring on this in any kind of way. I'm just calling it exactly what it is and the way that I feel about it. And, you know, I owe those people an apology. And hopefully one day down the line, I'll be able to have the opportunity as a man to be able to look them in the eye and be able to do that.
I understand. This is my last question for you. I understand what that win in Tuscaloosa did for your career. But it seems to me it was that win against Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl that really changed it for you.
You know, they're coming down from Norman. We're coming up from College Station. It's a clash in the biggest stadium in the state of Texas, the spectacle. For us in Texas, this is the granddaddy of them all. Not what goes on out in the Rose Bowl out west. For a Texas kid, for a Kyler Murray, for these guys we were talking about to play in that stadium and do what we did that day was like, you can't tell me shit from there on out. And what a shallow mindset to have, what a selfish mindset to have. But being a Texas kid is almost feeling like one of those real big dreams and pillars of your life has been accomplished. And I didn't treat people the right way after that. And it's unfortunate.
As we sit here today, how is Johnny Manziel doing?
Probably the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I think I went through a period of time after the documentary came out where I maybe acted a little bit like I did in the past. And it's easy to let ego and fame and stuff kind of creep back in. And what I've done now since really, you know, December-ish, you know, it's new, 3 months, but I've insulated myself in a way with a team that I can trust, people that I love that are doing nothing but looking out for my best wishes, best regards. They know me. They're not letting me cheat. They're holding me accountable. And it's not going to happen overnight. It is going to be a slow, gradual process to get to who I want to be as a man. But in my opinion, sitting here today with you, enjoying the hell out of this conversation,
So have I.
I feel like I'm on the right path to where I need to go. And as Johnny Manziel, not as Johnny Football.
You were once married, and this is the last one. You were once married. Could you see yourself being married again, or is there someone in Johnny Manziel's life that's keeping Johnny grounded?
Nope. It is my friends right now, my family. You know, it is my 2 nieces with a 3rd one on the way that I talk to every single day on FaceTime that are really my reason why I'm still here.
Right.
And a huge reason of my success is based off my sister and my mother and my father and my true core friends and my team I have around me. So love will come when it comes, but for right now, I'm focused on getting a bag, taking care of my money, getting back to where I need to be, being the best brother, being the best uncle, and being there for my family and my university in a way I need to be to make people proud that I want to make proud. I don't want to continuously keep letting people down when I feel like I'm destined for bigger, greater things than that in life.
I am so proud that you're sitting here today and you found your reason to live. Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before 2 something.